Okay, so today, right? Today is Friday, so I wouldn't really expect a lot of price movement because we've already had a lot, right? As you can see on YM and NQ, we have expanded a lot throughout this week. We have already had a 700, 800 point movement, right? So wouldn't really expect too much. Before open, we have taken out this per se kilo, right? Which I was going to target because of this SMT disclosure, but that was before market, so couldn't trade that. Right, okay. Um, After that, yeah, it was a lot of session. Okay. After that, 6 a.m. expanded up higher, right? So what's happening? We are leaving back a huge wick, right, on the daily time frame. So that signifies that price would not really expand much more, right? So whenever there's a huge wick, you can't expect price to expand more. Like huge wick, it closed like indecisively, right? So whenever price goes to a target or key level, right, quickly, right, and then it comes back into the range and leaves a huge wick. Don't really expect it to expand to continue expanding in one direction. It'll likely do open high low close, right? But in this case, we had an open, we had a low key level sweep, huge wick with this high. We had an open, we formed the low, we formed the high. So now I can expect a close, right? A close is usually an open low, the high, right? The close is usually a slight retracement back into the daily range, right? And pairing it with a huge wick, you can confirm that, right? Now, how would you trade this? First of all, I looked at NQ and ES, there was nothing there, right? RTY is correlated with YM. Always look at that. If I'm on YM, I'm always looking at RTY as well. We had this SMT for the 4 hour, 10 a.m. and the 6 a.m. panel, right? Um, as you can see, we had this SMT. So that's your first stage, right? Now, second stage of the model is a PSP or another SMT with this candle. For example, if this candle came up and took this high out, that would be the second SMT that you require. Okay, the second stage. But in this case, you already had this PSP, so that's it, right? Then you drop down after this PSP candle closes, right? Then you can trade the 1030 candle as an expansion. Yep. So you drop down to the 3 minute chart because the 30 minute is aligned with the 3 minute, right? And then normally I would like to see a fair rally up here, confirming this is a swing point, right? But to me, this was just a protected swing. Why? Because this is your first chain state. This is second chain state, and usually after the second chain state, if price is likely to expand, it will not come back into this range with the PSP, right? Um, so how would you enter this? I enter this after this PSP, after the very short of right? After this, what was that? I was targeting 2R. Why 2R? Because I'm not usually I don't, right? Usually I would target like current day low or something like that, right? Or previous day low or something. But because we have already taken out those key levels and current day low is highly likely to not get tagged because you've formed a huge wick. So I would just go for a base hit of 2R. That was a trade. I unfortunately had gotten break even on this because I moved my stops, which I actually never do, to be honest. This is the first time, and lesson learned, I will not be doing that again because the win rate for this model is high enough that I don't really have to care about losing. Okay, so this was today's um, review, right? I'll make a backtesting video actually. It'll be good for me as well because I will be narrating over it and will stick in my brain. So yeah.